Good morning. Happy Mother's Day. UFC 328 was last night, but not without a little bit of controversy. In this video, I am just going to touch on the main event from last night because that is the fight that has left us with the most questions, in my opinion. Now, last night, watching the fight, I felt like a 3-2 scorecard in either direction was fair. There is no case for a robbery here. If Khamzat would have won or with Strickland winning, there is no robbery in this fight. First round, clear Khamzat round. We can all agree on that. Second round, clear Sean Strickland round. We can all agree on that. Third round, this is the swing round. 2 judges gave it to Sean Strickland. 1 judge gave it to Khamzat. The third round was contested on the feet the entire time with both guys basically just trading jabs the entire round. When I first watched it, I leaned towards I leaned towards Khamzat because I felt like he did a little bit more damage and busted up Sean Strickland's nose. So in the moment, I gave it to Khamzat, but again, could have gone either way. Fourth round, clearly Khamzat's round. Fifth round, I think, was clearly Strickland's round. It was 2-2 on all the judges' scorecards going into that round, and Sean won it on 2 of these scorecards. Now, the third round, like I said, both guys just trading jabs. I gave it to Khamzat in the moment because I felt like he did a little bit more damage. But think of this, when you're scoring fights, again, like at home, we have the better view. So sometimes when the judges have, off scorecards or whatever the case may be, at home we're like, how the hell did they get that? But from a judge's point of view, you just came off of that second round where Khamzat looked horrible. He got both his takedowns stuffed. Sean ends up on top. Khamzat accepts bottom position, is throwing his head back, horrible body language, looks absolutely drained. Then you're going into the third round. Khamzat doesn't shoot a takedown. The fight is contested on the feet the whole time, where Sean wants it. Sean is doing what Sean does, circling on the outside, throwing jabs. Yes, Khamzat is trading with him, but it is in the realm that Sean wants. If you're a judge watching that, you are thinking, damn, this is not where Khamzat wants to be. This is exactly where Sean wants to fight. Sean is in control of the fight. Look at Sean spamming his jabs, circling around. Yeah, Khamzat's throwing back, but this isn't where Khamzat wants to fight. So in my opinion, when you're watching that, your immediate reaction is, Sean's winning this. This is exactly what he wants. This is where he wants the fight to take place. So you can't get mad at either way. The judge who had it for Khamzat and the 2 judges who had it for Sean, completely fair. That was a total toss-up round because visually it looked like Khamzat did more damage because he busted up Sean's nose in that round, but Sean landed like 15 more strikes than Khamzat in that round and was the busier fighter. So anyone who is calling this a robbery is insane. Sean Strickland beats Izzy as like a plus 400 underdog and then beats Khamzat as a plus 380, plus 400 underdog. I don't think there's anyone in the history of MMA who's done something like that, come into a title fight as such a massive underdog and on 2 separate times wins the fight, becomes a 2-time champion. It's a very strange career that Sean has because he has like 2 of the biggest wins ever and most shocking wins ever. And then he has the 2 DDP losses. The first one was controversial. And then he has, wins over Paulo Costa and Imavov, but like, it's like he rises to the moment when you don't think he should, and then the fights you think he should win or like he has more advantages in, he doesn't win. It's very strange. Also, a point that I made previously, you cannot get mad. Anyone trying to discredit Sean's win, talking about, I've seen people saying the fight was fixed. To me, that's absolutely ridiculous, and you just don't know enough about fighting, specifically the UFC and MMA. People saying the fight is fixed is ridiculous, and then the robbery thing is ridiculous, and people trying to take away from Sean's performance is also insane to me. Two guys sign a contract to fight each other. You know, going into this fight, if you take the fight, if you make it to fight night, whatever injuries you have, whatever bad weight cut you had, you signed up for this fight to be there on that night to fight this person. So you take whatever comes with it. At the end of the day, you're grown up and you make that decision to fight while you're compromised. You're fighting because you think you can win, even though you may be compromised. So, you know, and your opponent is also compromised as well. No one goes into a fight 100%. So, did Khamzat have a terrible weight cut? Obviously, yes. Do I think this was the very best version of Khamzat I've ever seen? No. Is that Sean Strickland's fault? No. Khamzat should have not come into camp so heavy. If he was too heavy, he shouldn't have taken this date if it was too soon for him to have a better weight cut. None of those factors are on Sean, and I'm sure Sean came into this fight with his own dings as well. Like, he talked about he separated his shoulder the week of the fight. So, do I think this was the best version of Sean? I don't think so. I liked how he looked better against Fluffy. Now, is that matchup dependent? Sure, but my point is there's just so many factors that go into a fight. You can't use these things to discredit the other guy's performance. Khamzat clearly had a bad weight cut. But again, we've seen this from Khamzat before. Like, this is why he fought so conservative in the DDP fight, because he has had questions about his gas tank. At least that's my opinion. That's how I felt about the DDP fight, and why he didn't open up and try to get the finish at any point, because it was just like, let me get in here and win the belt and control this guy. I don't want to risk the chance of gassing out. Now, we saw in the 5th round, DDP gets him in mount. DDP gets him on the, like, he was able to have success later in the fight. So this is a theme with Khamzat. This isn't like out of the ordinary, like, oh my God, we've never seen this from Khamzat. It's happened before. Anyone who has fought Khamzat, it's always survive that 1st round, survive that 2nd round. You'll be able to land more shots, do something in the later rounds. Like, this is how it goes when you fight him. So anyone that is trying to take away from Sean's victory with robbery, with Khamzat had a bad weight cut and that's why he lost, just, you got to stop it. Whoever would have won, it would have been completely fair. 3-2 in either direction would have been completely fair to me. So those are my final thoughts on the main event. Where both guys go from here is very interesting. I think Khamzat might actually just move up to light heavyweight, because obviously I think the cut, he definitely gets a lot bigger than we realize, and the cut is more draining on him than, you know, we all would have expected, with the fact that he was ever able to make 170. So Khamzat probably goes up to 205. Strickland, this was a very interesting fight, but I really don't know where they go from here. Do you go Imavov? I guess Sean already has a Sean already has a victory over him, and I believe he finished him. You don't want to do a 3rd DDP fight, because I don't think you just want to have DDP as champ again after he got dominated like that by Khamzat. That won't be a good look for middleweight. Sean winning is the best case scenario for Khamzat to move up, because if Khamzat would have won and then he drops the belt, and then 2 guys he beat fight for it, just makes the division look bad. So yeah, very interesting to see where things go from here. It was a strange fight. It was a very good fight, but it was strange at times, just because things that you didn't expect to happen were happening. So yeah, we'll see where both guys go from here. That is my final thoughts on the main event from last night. Let me know what you guys think down below. That is all I got for you. I will see you in the next video, which will be a full breakdown of the whole card. So I will see you for that.